Good evening, welcome to the midweek match, and what a match in prospect. It's a cup tie with added spice. It's Leicester City against Leeds United in the Worthington Cup. David O'Leary and Martin O'Neill were rivals for the Leeds hot seat. O'Neill said no eventually.
Decided to stay at Leicester City Football Club.
O'Leary said yes eventually. And who came out of the hat for the Worthington Cup fifth round? O'Neill's Leicester against O'Leary's Leeds.
Goes for goal, and it's in!
I can understand the media, but I'm not getting carried away with that. I'm more interested in Leeds beating Leicester.
I would love to win the game. I would love, honestly. You're laughing behind the camera, and I would love to win the match.
Yeah, I bet he would. Now, later in the programme, we'll have highlights from all tonight's other fifth-round ties. Arsenal, Chelsea, Manchester United, Newcastle, all the big names still in there. And we'll also have details of the quarter-final draw. And we'll be discussing all the issues with our two studio guests, Terry Yorath, the former Leeds player, now coach at Huddersfield Town. And it's another late night for our old friend Chris Kamara. But first, let's go straight to our featured match. It's Leicester City against Leeds United. Your commentator at Filbert Street, Peter Brackley.
Another senior England call-up is beckoning for Emil Heskey on the back of his outstanding form for Leicester, although his manager jokes, I'd rather he had a rest. Heskey's regular partner, Tony Cottee, the leading scorer, is still injured, so versatile veteran Steve Walsh again fills in up front, as he did for much of Saturday's game. He'd not played as a striker for some 4 years, since Brian Little's time as manager here. It's the same 11 that started the goalless draw at Charlton. No Lucas Vanderby for Leeds. He's still suffering from a knee injury. More heartening news, though, for David O'Leary was the FA's decision to release Jonathan Woodgate from England under-18 duty. A number of Leeds' promising youngsters, Stephen McPhail, is unfit, so Bruno Ribeiro comes into midfield. And there's also a place for Dutchman Clyde Weinhardt, alongside his compatriot Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank. The new manager hoping Hasselbank's drought is over after his goal at the weekend. 22 from him last season, only 4 so far in this one. Tonight's referee in front of this all-ticket full house at Filbert Street is Paul Durkin from Dorset. Away we go then as Leicester City kick off. Attacking the goal to our right. They've had already one notable victory over Leeds by retaining the services of Martin O'Neill, who says incidentally he'll talk to the Leeds directors socially afterwards if he's allowed to. And of course they've also beaten them in the league up at Ellen Road. Leicester, indeed, the only English team that Leeds have lost to so far this season. That was Leonard, who is such a key figure in the heart of the midfield for Leicester. Sinclair with the back pass. Now Robbie Savage, the Welsh international, to Sinclair again. Zagorakis making tracks towards that Leeds goal. There's some pushing by him, the Greek international captain, of course, Zagorakis. What a good signing he's proving by Martin O'Neill. Well, Steve Walsh at 34, happy to be playing anywhere these days. He prefers to play at the back, but in this emergency role, in the absence of Cottee, he's up front tonight. This is Weinhardt. Like Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank, he was born in Suriname. This is Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank going right through. Fine save by Kellett, who denied it. Suddenly that Leicester defence opened up, and Hasselbank was on his way. That was too close to the keeper in the end, and the follow-up into the side netting. Still the pace unrelenting. Zagorakis. Walsh in the centre, Heskey lurking as well, and is it? Feels the handball, not given. Paul Durkin only a few yards away. The linesman's flag is up, but that's for offside. It certainly appeared the ball struck the arm, but Paul Durkin turned away. Lee Bowyer put his hands up to protect himself, and surely that struck his arm. Bowyer sent straight into Neil Lennon. It was Kuehl. Oh, the slip, and it's there! Harry Kuehl has scored for Leeds. And it's not a moment that Casey Keller will want to treasure. Scooped it into his own goal. 17 minutes in. And the American has gifted Leeds the opener, Harry Kewell. There seemed to be no danger, but it's squirmed away from him. Kewell, who scored a winner in the last round against Bradford City, has pounced again, but it has to go down, I'm afraid, as a goalkeeping error. Well, Martin O'Neill knows the value of Casey Keller and how well he's done for them in the past. He won't be holding that against him. It's a rare error of judgment from the American goalkeeper. But you have to put down to experience. Heskey just nudging it forward to Steve Walsh. Walsh was caught by Molnar. He's going to be shown the yellow card. He certainly went in late then, the Dutchman. Compromising defender, Robert Molnar. Testing his innocence, but he clearly caught Walsh. Duffy's cross, almost caught out. Nigel Martin, my word, his reflexes were in working order there, and needed to be. Suddenly looked to be sneaking into the corner. As it ripped across the turf. Goes Boyard. And Zakarakis. Heskey is away from Molnar. Walsh far side. Still Heskey. Going all the way. Walsh looking very disgruntled in the penalty box. He certainly had room to his left. But when you have this man's strength and power, you can't really blame him for going alone. A mistake by Molnar. And Heskey was away. He's had time to look up and seen Walsh, I'm sure. He's trying to bustle his way through. And then the miscue at the finish. Easy is it? Back and chase back with him. Alafon. Always under pressure and a mistake too. It's let in Weinhardt. It could be another one for Leeds. It would have been but for the excellent way in which Keller narrowed the angle. There was some very indecisive defending by Leicester, for which they were so nearly punished. Alafon caught dithering on the ball. Fine stop there by Keller. He'll redeem himself for his earlier misdemeanor. Weinhardt so nearly making it 2 for Leeds. Hopkin. Amazingly, that's stayed in. Here's Guffey with Hopkin. And now a free kick to Leicester. Lapse in concentration by Robert Alafon that was nearly so costly. Hasselbank. Is it making no headway? He's such a committed player, Muzzy, is it? Martin O'Neill, his manager, feels he's good enough for an England call-up. He could have played for Turkey, but he turned them down as he didn't want to go through national service. Lennon. It's a fine pass to release Emil Heskey. Walsh lurking in the middle. Zakarakis going in there too. Leeds had sufficient cover. Even allowing for a rather hasty clearance from Nigel Martin, who somewhat fortuitously found Harry Kewell. Good run by Weinhardt ahead of him, and by Hasselbank here. Turn of speed, but Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank. Keller this time getting his body right behind the ball. Good movement from the Leeds front too. Free kick to Leicester. Heskey bundled over. No easy assignment this for Jonathan Woodgate against Emil Heskey and his physical presence. Lennon organising the set piece. That came off a Leeds head for a corner. Bit of uncertainty at the back then. On David O'Leary's side, I think it's picked off Lee Bowyer. Everybody bar Hasselback back defending here for Leeds. Guppy's corner. Here goes Elliott. Sinclair was hovering just in front of Nigel Martin. No room for error there. It's been so far a full-blooded cup tie, which Leeds are edging at the moment. Guppy. Sinclair looked to guard his man in the back there. Hasselback, who was upended. Plan B. Hasselback. Terrific save by Casey Keller. And was it all part of the plot, we wonder? I don't think so. That was a genuine slip here by Hasselback. Nothing wrong with that, though. That was curling in. With Lennon. Leicester's industry very much to the fore as it's crossed. Back in by Guppy. Driven through but wide by Nat Elliott. And maybe Leicester's last chance of this first half. One horrendous moment for Casey Keller in the Leicester goal. Lifting the goal to Harry Kewell means that Leeds United then have the edge at half-time. But such is the passion, desire and commitment of this Leicester team, you certainly wouldn't write them off. But halfway in this League Cup tie at Gilbert Street, it's Leicester City 0, Leeds United 1. It's Leeds then who start the second half. Reminding us again just how obdurate they can be defensively in that first period. In 17 competitive games this season, they've let in only 11. And they've yet to lose away from home in the Premier. They've yet to win either. They've drawn all their matches. Elliott with the clearance. Leicester with two changes in this second half. Harry Parker, number 10 there, has come on. Also Stuart Wilson. Emil Heskey not coming out for the second half because of his injury. And also the Greek player, Theo Zagadakis, has made way. That was Hayden's cross. And Keller had to keep a really watchful eye on that one. Now Kewell advanced. David O'Leary will be pleased with their defensive display in the first half. They had their first Premier League win under his charge at the weekend in over Sheffield Wednesday in the Yorkshire Derby. There's Robbie Savage. That goes Walsh. Get it into the far field. Wilson would have done there. Well, very timely challenge. And from Woodgate. Hasselback make a lovely turn too. Now Kewell. This could be dangerous. Kewell with Jimmy Floyd Hasselback again. Then Hopkin. Hopkin going for goal. And might now be thinking better of it. Former official Palace man David Hopkin, of course, and under his cracking last-minute goal that on the playoff against Sheffield United at Wembley. Steve Guppy, options ahead of him. Also had Lennon alongside. Drops it instead for Alaphorn. Now it's Lennon. Parker to his right. Here is Gary Parker. He's got for the chip. Maybe caught in 2 minds. He's seen the keeper off his line then, Martin. Didn't really hit it with that much conviction though, Parker. First touch wasn't a good one. This is where Leeds can be so lethal if they strike quickly. Hasselback, who certainly has the pace. Taking on Alaphorn. Still Jimmy Floyd Hasselback. And he's forced the corner. Over comes Ian Hart to take the kick. He'll look for the likes of Woodgate in the centre. And Robert Molinar, who's at the back of the penalty box. Hart's kick. Brady picked him up, and it whistles just wide from Harry Kewell. Leicester was so concerned about the likes of Molinar and Woodgate. They've got to pay attention to Harry Kewell. They didn't really close him down in time. It was not far away then from Kewell. A misunderstanding between those 2 Leeds players there, Molinar and Hopkins. Or rather a Bowyer. Good skill on the ball again from Kewell. Really exciting young talent. Fielding again on the counter. In comes Hasselback. It was certainly an opportunity. With his predatory finishing in front of goal. Over the head of Alaphorn, and he might have done better there, Hasselback. Reinhardt came out on top. It's Hopkins now. Got 4 up in this attack, Leeds. They have the throw. Well, they had the initiative thanks to that first half goal, albeit a fortuitous one from Harry Kewell. Hopkins to Bowyer. Alaphorn and Wilson between them, sorting it out, but at the expense of a throw. And more wasted seconds in Leeds' favour as they edge towards victory and a place in the 5th round. David Hopkins, who's played a big part tonight. Kewell away from Lennon. Now Ribeiro was Walsh with the block, and he's on his way. Hopkins right and left, he's picked the wrong one. And said that, it was great anticipation by Hart. Reinhardt to Kewell. Decisive counter-attacking then from Leeds. O'Neill left frustrated on the sidelines. Eddie Gray doing his best to urge the Leeds troops on. Savage. That was neat there from Kewell. Hasselback to Bowyer. Kewell to his left. Been a very confident all-round display from Leeds. They're not home and dry yet. This Leicester team simply doesn't know when they're beaten. Leading by Reinhardt. All showing urgency now. But Elliott needs a better service. He'll stay up there. They push Wilson out wide, and Izzet's gone through the middle. Tonight has underlined the lack of cover that they had in the squad, Leicester. Izzet. The keeper's a long way out. It's there! Martin left totally stranded, and Muzzy Izzet has scored for Leicester City to make it 1-1. Amazing stuff. A goal out of nothing. Such good thinking by Izzet. Martin heading it away here. And he shows such awareness, such presence of mind there. Izzet to punish the goalkeeper for what was a very unconvincing clearance. Just a couple of minutes from the end. Leicester 1, Leeds 1. Muzzy Izzet, who scored a fabulous goal a couple of weeks back against Tottenham. One of a very different kind tonight. Parker. Here's Guppy. Wilson. He's got Savage to his right. Izzet and Elliott in the middle. Lennon supporting now. Up towards Izzet. Goes Elliott. Martin decisive. Sinclair. Well, Stewart nearly took a battering there. Izzet, he's away again. Molinari struggling to stay with him. As he brought him down, he has. Penalty to Leicester. Izzet scored the first goal and now has been brought down to give his team a wonderful chance to win this League Cup tie. It was a clumsy challenge by Molinari. Breathtaking finale to the game. Paul Durkin trying to calm down the Leeds players. He certainly clipped his heels. He had a good long hard look, Paul Durkin, and then pointed to the spot. And it's going to be substitute Gary Parker. Can he keep his composure here against Nigel Martin? Parker with a kick. Parker with the goal. An astonishing transformation here at the end of this League Cup tie. Don't let it go now, says Martin O'Neill. Gary Parker was the coolest man on the field. Martin going the right way and couldn't get his hands to it. For Leeds. Can they strike back? Oh, there's a chance then for Hopkins. Just for a moment there, I thought Leicester had lost their concentration. Absolute bedlam now at Filbert Street. This rip-roaring finale to the game. O'Neill trying to keep his emotions in check. Everybody bar Martin is up for Leeds. And it's behind for the goal kick. Roar of relief around the ground for the Leicester fans. And Leeds United just can't believe it. All around me, the Leicester fans are on their feet, pointing and waving as Martin O'Neill is doing here. And quite amazingly, Leicester City has clinched a place in the 5th round. Muzzy Izzet with the first goal, the equaliser, and he was upended by Molinari. And Gary Parker steered in the penalty. Just when it seemed Leeds were about to celebrate getting through, Leicester City reminded us yet again that no cause is lost for them. Harry Kewell with the first half goal after the error from Casey Keller. What relief for him that Leicester came back so strongly at the finish. Leicester City 2, Leeds United 1.
Maybe like most people, you must have thought you got that game won, and then suddenly it's all over the other way.
Well, we did. I mean, Leicester, I know officially have won it, but we threw the game away, we lost it. And simple as that, we're out of the cup.
When you look at that penalty incident, though, I know your players were very upset, but I think it was a penalty.
Our players felt it was offside before the penalty, and they're adamant about it. Whether TV can show that, I don't know, but that's what my players say in the dressing room. The penalty, yeah, it's debatable. Some you go, some you get, some you don't. But it's not about the penalty. You know, the game was won for us. The game was truly won, and we threw it away tonight.
Leeds think they threw it away. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, they played really well for 85 minutes. It was only the last 5 minutes, really, we got the 2 goals, so we was a bit lucky, yeah.
We were second best most of the evening. We hung in there with a bit of determination, but a never say die spirit, and that's what carried the day. You know, Leeds played very, very well, got in front, and we never looked like breaking them down. No excuses in terms of Emile going off injured. That's the nature of the game. But we hung in there, and we got a result in the end, which came from nowhere.
And Leicester, they won't give up, will they?
I won't get into that team spirit one. You know, we had great team spirit. It wasn't a case of them giving up. It was a case of we threw it away tonight.
And will you look back at 1 or 2 missed chances as well, David?
I'll look back over the game and think that was a game we should have won well, and we threw it away.